What's going on, guys? Laxo here, and what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be building Starrk. Last video I went ahead and did my polls for the soul box. This video I'm going to go ahead and build him. I believe we get him up to 15 star, and he looks pretty good actually. His numbers look pretty good, so we're going to go ahead and get into that. If you guys do want to, feel free to subscribe. Join the Discord, link will be in the description, link will be in the comments, and if you did want to play this game, link will be in the same place. Alright guys, enjoy. I will see you soon. Tell you what, let's actually do this real quick. So I said it will be 1,664 times 0.75 because we get about a 75% return rate. Let's see how many we get. 1,075. We are about 100 short, 125 shy of average. So we definitely ended up below average, unfortunately, but we still got a fair amount of omnis, which is nice. Got the whole gotcha thing. No Jade rebate, unfortunately. 6,500. Alright, let's go ahead and see how many omnis, how many omnis we got here. We have about 6,000 omnis, which is pretty solid. So, tell you what, let's go ahead and, actually I can make it 6,000. Just gotta get this pack here real quick. Let's do that real fast. There you go. Problem solved. Now we got 6,000. Boom, 6,000. Alright, now we can work on Starrk here. Do a full character breakdown, full character review of Starrk. Plus, we can get him to... let's give him to 15 star. Either 14 or 15 star. Probably 15. Max this out. Boom, 2,600. It's going to be just a little bit shy to give him to 15, but then we'll use omnis for the rest. So here we have him at... let's go ahead and increase this. I have a fair amount of gold. I don't have a ton of gold, so I don't really want to spend too much here. We'll go ahead and snag this, though. Only... okay, 2 crits there. That's better. Alright, not bad, not bad, not bad. Get this to 39 million. Knock that down to... there you go. 23 million. There, that's a little better. Alright. We got him there. I think we have him... yeah, we have him maxed there. Now we just need to get his stars up. $13... 14 and one more. 15? 158. Yeah, not very good, unfortunately. There you go. Got him to 15 stars. This is good there. We have... I think that's fine for the most part. I'd like to use a different war soul, but I think that's fine at the moment. So these are what the numbers are looking like for him. Actually, shoot. We need to get his weapon up too. Let's do that real quick. Oh, by the way, not a single. As you saw, we had 2,600 shards, which is like 4 or 5... no, 2,600. That's like 7,000 pulls we did or something. Didn't get a single... didn't get one... UR choice pack. Not one. Crazy, man. The rates on that are 100% wrong. Incorrect. 100%. It's crazy how incorrect those rates are. Alright, anyways, I think we're here. Should be 1, yeah. Let's say I'm like, Starrk is number 1, so... alright, 200 there. 200 here. There you go. Get all the weapons. Alright, now let's finish him off. 2, 3, 4, 5, and done. 2, 3, 4, 5, and done. Alright, now we can take a look at his stats. These are what his stats look like. Crit rate, about 50. Crit strength, 11.7. Break rate, which is block pierce, 37. So pretty average numbers across the board. Crit resist, 49. That's actually pretty good compared to what I thought he was at. Block rate, 42. Block strength, 11. So decent numbers, decent numbers. Nothing phenomenal, just decent. Damage rate, 61.45. Good. And, of course, as we know, we don't usually use Starrk for, like, raw damage. We use him to proc the bleeds and pretty much just on bleed teams to get crit chance and whatnot. So, with that, we can take a look at his kit real quick here. Never mind, we cannot take a look at his kit. I believe this just says you proc bleed. Or, I'm sorry, you apply bleed. Alright. Deal damage to an enemy. All the bleed on the enemies trigger once, randomly, and inflict 3 to 6 instances of Hollow Flash. And Hollow Flash is bleed. Deals 10% attack damage from Starrk to each target, with 30% chance to apply 1 layer of bleed for 2 turns. So, essentially, he has a randomly afflicts 3 to 6. So, that's the thing. That's kind of the little gripe I have with Starrk, is it's not like guaranteed damage. It's always like a roll of the dice. You don't know if he's going to get a lot of bleed, a little bit of bleed, a lot of damage, a little bit of damage. You don't know all the time. It fluctuates a lot. But let's take a look at his passive here. When his HP drops below 50%, for every one enemy for every enemy with a dot, restore Starrk a percentage of his max HP and rage. After 10% and 192 rage. So, when his health falls below 50%, he pretty much instantly has enough rage to go again, or to rage again next turn. So, after rage attack, every restores percentage of HP and rage. Okay, cool. After rage attack, every 1 layer of bleed on all enemies increases all allies' crit rate by 2%, up to a maximum of 20%, lasting 2 turns. So, at that point, we have essentially a 20% increased crit chance to all your characters, which is nice. 20% increased crit chance, it's kind of nice, but at the same time, yeah. You usually want to have him go second. You usually want to have him go after everyone else to proc the bleed, because he doesn't do much bleed, but he procs a little bit of it. So, yeah, it's unfortunate, but at the same time, get him to go first, give bleed to your team, or I'm sorry, give crit chance to your team, and then the rest of your team will hit pretty hard. With that being said, this is not the perfect war soul to have for him. There are better war souls, but at the same time, getting an extra, like, almost 100% bleed damage is pretty nice. If you'd like to put on, like, any other damaging war soul, I think you could be justified doing that. Not the best. Unfortunately, he's kind of like a support-ish kind of character, so the only war souls you could actually really use on him would be maybe something like volleyball, maybe? But then again, this boosts all the damage rate of the allies and not the bleed. So you pretty much just use him for support. If you want to toss on crit, that's fine. If you want to toss on a little bit of damage rate, that's fine. If you want to toss on what I have on him currently is just bleed. That's fine as well. So all three are fine. Let's try and reforge this once or twice. If we can get a skill specialty, cool. If not, I'm not really too worried about it. Perfect. Okay, that'll do. So that's pretty much how it is with Starrk. Not an amazing character, not a terrible character, usually just a support for the rest of your bleed units. As you can see, we have Nell at 21 star, and we have Soifon at 11 star. So when we get Soifon's event, we'll get her to 21 star. Till then, I don't really plan on pushing her. I want to make sure I have lots of omnis for the rest of my characters. Let's go ahead and take a look at team comps we can run for him. Again, I was talking just a minute ago about how I'd have him up for a support, and something like this is usually how you want to have it. If you want to flip these two, that's fine too. I honestly would prefer to have these units set up like this. Why? Because I feel like the flow is just better. You have Starrk go, he applies bleed, gives a little bit of crit chance to your team, a little bit. Like, we're talking, what, 10% extra crit chance to the rest of your team? And then Soifon goes off, pretty much just decimates the team. And then from there you have Nell, which will probably crit if you ever with a crit build, a nice crit setup. She'll probably crit the enemy, do a ton of damage, and wipe out the rest of the team. But now we're talking about front row. I've seen a lot of people like to use Byakuya in the front row with this team comp. Don't do that. No, it's not okay. It's bad. Don't do it. You're better than that. Okay, don't do it. Obviously, you have 3 units in the back row that focus on rage. If they're focusing on rage, you don't want to go with damage percent or HP percent. This is not how it works. If you're trying to get a good team comp, he does not go in there. Okay, he does not go in there. If you want some anti-heal, go here. Or even better, if you really want some anti-heal, go there. Okay? You're fine. For this team comp, I'd want a get out of jail free card, so I'd toss in Nemu. And then we need 1 unit. That is a dragon. So for a dragon unit, honestly, I really like Yamamoto. And if I were to have Yamamoto in there, I'd probably want to swap him to the back row if I could. Maybe go like this. Something like this, maybe. Not terrible. There are better team comps, but something like that. I have noticed that some of the Brazilian people like to go like this. This is fine, too. If you want to go bleed, this is fine. It's no biggie. But if you're going to do that, then you might as well just do this, okay? If you're going to do that, go like this. Put Byakuya in there, too. Do yourself a favor. Get an extra layer of bleed. Get an extra small percentage of shield. Okay? Just do it. Leave that be. But in this case, hear me out, guys, okay? This is kind of what drives me a little nuts here at the Brazilian community, is they see one person do one team comp setup, and they all just kind of flock to that team comp and like, okay, that is the team comp. Like, okay, I get it. You know, you want to make a decision, you want to stick behind it. Cool. But the game is also about making adjustments. If you make an adjustment, you see the team comp works better a different way, then swap to that, maybe make an adjustment. Slight adjustment, doesn't have to be perfect, but change things, okay? and I see too much of that. So we're going to go ahead and go like this. We're going to go double get out of jail free card, toss him in the front row, toss him back in the back row. Boom. Boom. Now we have one slot open for any character we want. Just like that, see? Already a better team comp than what Brazilians use. Already a better team comp, okay? From here, I'd suggest maybe getting a little bit of rage going. A little bit of rage, a little bit of heals. Maybe toss in Uno Hana. Okay? Now you have some rage for the back row. Now you have some rage reduction for the enemy team. You have 2 get out of jail free cards. You have 2 revives. And you have great damage in the back row. You have a support for the rest of your bleed units. You have 1 big boy damage unit that's going to blow up the team. And then you have a finisher right here in Nell. This team comp is fine. Okay? There are many ways you can make it. Many ways you can make this team comp work. Heck, that would also work. Why? Because now you have rage reduction for the enemy team here as well. You have 2 get out of jail free cards. You have a little bit of bleed here. You have rage reduction. You have rage reduction here with Aizen. Rage reduction with Zangetsu. Huge damage in the back row. This is a good team. If you want some heals, I suggest go with. Don't know why it really struggles sometimes on PC. This is my least favorite thing about PC playing this game is it cannot get characters in there sometimes. So if you are ever going to use Orihime on a team, this is definitely the team to use Orihime. You want to use her on a team that has a free revive. Why? Because if you have her on a team without a free revive, what's going to happen is one of your units, heck, it might even be Orihime that dies, and all of a sudden you're just 1 character down, or you're just a healer down in general, and then you're just screwed, and then you just lose the battle from there on out. So you want to put her on a team with revives, with some kind of support, and of course we have huge damage in the back row, so that is also a big plus. You have rage control, slight CC, amazing healing, support, big damage. This is a great team comp. Okay, and don't let anybody else tell you otherwise. Okay. Anyways, with that, let's take a look here, see if I have a team comp with. I don't think I have Starrk in any of my teams. I don't think I have Starrk in any of my teams at all. Let's see. Yeah, I don't have Starrk in any of my teams. Yeah. In World Championship, I will definitely be putting him in some of my teams for sure, though. I guess what I could do is I could grab the... Let's do that, actually. Let's do that. I don't see anybody chatting, which is unfortunate, but I think what I can do here is I can grab my video that is on my channel. Where is it at? It should be under WC. Let's see here. Ooh, wow. Arms cramped up there for a second. It would be... Let's just manage videos. Let's just find it manually. It's easier if we go that way. Look at all the teams of the final World Championship on the original Bleach Immortal Souls. Should be right down here. Should be in members only, I believe. Visibility, members, apply. There it is, World Championship Finals. Alright, found it. Alright, you guys get to see a video from the members only content, members only channel, okay? Let's go ahead and swap here, pull this over. Let's see. go, right there. All right, we are looking at members only video. So this is the top 50 teams from the original Bleach Immortal Souls World Championship video. I can't play the music because it's copyright, so we'll take a look, see if we can find... This is Gein's final team of the final World Championship. We're looking for Starrk. See how he used Starrk. See if he used Starrk, I should say. I like that. Look at that. Soy phone. Very nice. There it is right there. As soon as I saw Nemu, 100% I knew this was Starrk's team. Because this is the way you play it. As you can see, what do we have here, okay, fellas? We have a get out of jail free card here. We have a free revive. We have rage for your team. As I said, we can use Unohana in this slot to get rage to your back row. We have rage reduction and CC. If you guys remember a minute ago, I said rage reduction and CC. We need that. Right here, Yamamoto. And then once again, his soy phone is so strong, he doesn't need a Nell to finish off the enemy team. He instead has the support slot filled with Xyloporo, giving more rage to his team. As you can see, he has the volleyball Warsaw, which is exactly what I said a few minutes ago with Starrk. By the way, nothing is planned here. I'm doing this literally off the cuff. Okay, I didn't look at this prior. I'm just telling you from past experiences. These are the best teams to use for these characters. And lo and behold, what are we looking at? Okay, and yet I just told you before, a lot of these Brazilian people, they love to make up their own crazy teams and then say it's the best team and then lose to World Championship. Okay, nothing new. Anyways, we have Soy Phone, and then as I said before, we have Starrk after. If he had Nell in this team, he would probably want to put Starrk to go before Soy Phone. But since he doesn't have Nell on this team, he has Starrk go after, proc the bleed, a little bit extra damage right here from the Sunglasses Warsaw. We don't have that Warsaw yet because we haven't gotten the Travel Season event. As you can see, he has the Byakuya Warsaw to proc the extra bleed on his turn. Okay, or to do extra bleed damage on his turn. And then, of course, we have Starrk in the back to finish off just tons and tons of damage. So, as we've seen, this is one of the best bleed teams you can possibly make in the game. Okay. Alright. I think I've done enough trash talking. Or enough teaching, I guess I would say. And we're going to end this one here. If you guys enjoyed this, like, comment, subscribe, same as usual. Anyways,